Hey, how's it going, everyone? My name is Amos, and I'm in my mid-30s. And a confession to you is that I have never owned a home before. And I'm getting to that point in my life where I'm kind of getting tired of renting, right? Because you pay your rent money, and at the end of the year, you don't own an asset. You don't have a house to call your own, technically. I mean, home is where your loved ones are, but it's nice to have a piece of land and, I don't know, a roof that belongs to you. But it's kind of hard to own a home when, based on the market data that we have, the median sales price of a home that's sold in the US right now is $416,000. Now, the next set of data is going to be available tomorrow, and based on market trends, it'll probably go down by a little bit, but it's still $400,000, which color me riddled. When I graduated from college, the average price of a home was around like $270,000. $270,000. And since then, we've almost doubled. So buying and affording a home in the US, it's getting ridiculous. It's getting really difficult. And so I'm on a quest right now to see whether or not I should buy the cheapest house or home in the US. Like, is it worth buying a house that's like $30,000 or $40,000? That's what we're trying to figure out today. And right now I'm using a website called Zillow.com. It's basically a online real estate platform, and you can shop around. And before we get into it, I think we should set some parameters, right? Definitely for sale and maximum price. This is going to sound ridiculous. You're going to be like, there's no way you can buy a house in the US under 300 grand or 250,000. Well, today we're going to set the maximum price. Let's do like 200 grand, but ideally less than 150, 160. But just in case there's a beautiful hidden gem that's like 190 grand, that's why. And in terms of like bed and bath, let's see, bedrooms, minimum 3. Bathroom, minimum 2. Because you can buy a house that's like 600 square feet, 1 bed, 1 bath, but then you have to upgrade again once your family gets a little bigger. However, I'm trying to buy a house that's good to go from the get-go. Does that make sense? Instead of having to pack up all of your bags and belongings and then move into a bigger home to accommodate a bigger family. So 3 bed, 2 plus bath. And in terms of home type, no more apartments. I don't want a plot of land so I can build my own house. I want something that's like a turnkey, a house that's ready to go. No condo, no multifamily, manufactured. Is manufactured like those trailer houses? I think that's what it's implying, right? So probably not that one either. So, that's tough. I think a townhouse would be a perfectly able and a good choice as a first home, but for the purposes of this video, let's just say a house that's by itself, has a backyard, has a front yard, and a driveway, and maybe a garage. So we'll do that. And let's see, any other variables? Auctions, probably not. Coming soon is okay. I'm definitely not over the age of 55, so don't show those ones. I'm in my mid-30s, and anything else? All right, let's play with it. And right now, I think Zillow has the default sorted as homes for you. How would they know if I'm not even signed in? Whatever. I guess this is the properties that pay to have theirs front-loaded, just like an Amazon. If you're trying to buy something like a flashlight, you'll have like 20 different items that aren't relevant to your search query because they're sponsored advertisements. But whatever. So let's see. Okay, so one thing that I'm saying right off the bat, like as an overview, is almost every single house is East Coast, or I guess a little bit of the Midwest and the Mid-Atlantic coast in the South. You barely have any homes under $200,000 in our parameters in the West Coast. How do I know this? I'm looking at the red dots. I'm assuming each dot is a property. And based on our strict guidelines, there's still about 13,800 homes available. But let's go shopping. Let's take a look at this. Livonia, Georgia for 200 grand. Oh, wow, look at the one right next to it. 5 bed, 2 bath, 2,000 square feet, Cleveland, Ohio. I heard good things about Ohio in that the cost of living, super affordable. However, because the cost of living is low, so are the wages. So it's one of those things where it's like you give and take. But wow, what is this feature? This looks phenomenal. Let's look at the all photos. Okay, let that load up. Okay, looks okay. More than okay. That actually looks... Wow, and there's a dog statue. Or is that a real dog? Standard porch. Pretty good. I can picture myself sipping on some lemonade on a hot, humid day. Wow, that's a really nice entryway, I guess, to the house. Okay, the windows, standard. Kitchen is a little small, but hey, you can't really complain for the price of $175. Okay, I like it. Why does that doorway to the basement remind me of like a horror movie? Right, like the people that are tortured in the basement, like that. Let's see, anything? This is really nice. 5 bedrooms? I don't know. I never thought about moving to Ohio, but having lived in Mississippi, Alabama, in Georgia, I won't dismiss Ohio. If Ohio is this affordable, dude, we might have to pack up our bags and go to Ohio to buy our first freaking home. So far, I think this is pretty darn decent. Watch, I'm going to read the description that the realtor Joe Vaccaro wrote. It's probably haunted. There's got to be a catch, right? Usually, let's see. Welcome to this beautifully updated 5-bedroom home. It's move-in ready. That's exactly what we want, right? A turnkey. I don't want to put in 50 grand for renovations or to fix it, or the HVAC is all messed up, or the septic tank is backed up with diarrhea from the past 5 generations of tenants. I don't want to deal with that. What do we got? Dude, this almost seems too good to be true. What am I missing? Is this in a rough neighborhood or something? Oof, competition, 172 saves, 2,700 views. I want to take a look at the property value though, because the prices of a house, it fluctuates. It goes up and down depending on the house market. So let's see, it was a rental for a hot minute, and the rent per month was about $1,800. And then I guess the real estate investor was like, you know what, I just want to jump ship. I want to sell it. In 2023, that dude bought it for $128, and now he's selling it for $174,000, 56% upside in the property value. If we scroll all the way down, oh my gosh, dude, this house was built in 1998 for $59,000, and then the valuation of it absolutely crashed, I guess after the financial recession in 2009. $10,000? Are you kidding me? I could have bought a house in Ohio for 10 grand. Dude, that's crazy. Let's see. Isn't there like a section where it shows you the valuation of the house itself? Walkability score is 68. The schools nearby doesn't seem too great. The score 4 out of 10 for the elementary. And I guess the 2 high schools available are 3 out of 10. That's rough. So, okay, I think right off the bat, not too bad. But instead of homes for you, what if we were to switch this to something like this, newest? Roswell, New Mexico. Isn't it that place that has all of those UFO sightings? Personally, between you and me, I was born and raised in the East Coast, and I spent some time in SoCal in my youth. But I'm more of a West Coast kind of guy with the diversity, the food options, and the weather itself. I'm more of a, so anything, I guess, Dallas, Texas, to the left, to the west, I'm open-minded for. I think I would be happy. Okay, beggars can't be choosers. I hear you. All right, I'm trying to buy a house for like 50 or like 80 grand. But if it were up to me, I would love to live in the West Coast, Midwest. I don't want to live in this area. Okay, I think Let's go crazy. Let's go less than 150. Now let's apply that, and it went down by more than half. Their search results, 5,490 homes. So let's see what we're working with now. Oh my goodness. Billings, Montana, 99,000 for 1,500 square. Let's take a look at this. Gosh, this looks almost... Now let's read the description first, just in case there's a catch and we are like, okay, because would you want to buy a house where someone was unalived in? Or there's a haunting, there's an exorcism or a ghost living there actively? Personally, no matter how cheap a house is, I can't do it. I can't move into a place knowing its past is like scary. So let's see. Is that something that you have to disclose in the US if you are a realtor? Because I know in other parts of the world, if there was some crime that's really scary or atrocious, like you have to disclose it as a realtor. But I don't know if that's the case in the US. Let's see. There's 3-bed, 2-bath, full of personality. What is that supposed to imply? Is the Casper the ghost going to wake me up at 3 a.m. in the morning or something? Okay, so there's new AC, 2023, 2-car carport. If you plan to stay, blah, 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 $850 a month. Wait, lot rent? So is this a manufactured home? Oh yeah, I can tell by that photo right there. This is not... Yeah, this is a manufactured... I feel like we toggled that off, didn't we? Home type. So that one is a misleading listing. I heard good things about North Carolina. I was doing some reading the other day, and I found out that North Carolina and South Carolina, one of the few states where more and more people are moving into than people moving out. California, New York, and Hawaii and Alaska, they're bleeding. A lot of people are moving because the cost of living is just getting ridiculous. Let's see. Lafayette. I don't want to live in the dirty South, guys. When it's humid and it's hot and your butt crack is just sweaty all the time. I can't do it again. I can't do it. But at the right price, we might have to do it. Because maybe I can make up for the fact that the weather blows with state-of-the-art HVAC, right? Having a really good AC system. Elmira, New York. Kingston, Ohio. Dayton, Ohio. That looks like a nice little home, right? Cozy. Have a little garden. You can grow your own little vegetables, chop up and put it into your little salad because you're trying to lose weight for the 20th time in 10 years. We could do that. Bedford, Iowa. Cleveland, Ohio. Dude, something's happening in Cleveland. Why are the home prices so cheap? Hollandale, Mississippi. Now this one, $40,000, I'm still not interested because I can tell by all of that tree and overgrowth that's going around, the moment you walk outside, you're gonna have a tick laying right on your scalp. I ain't trying to be too judgmental, but like, oof. Well, hold on, Newcastle, Pennsylvania? What do you call that area of the US? Is it called like the steel belt? The steel mills and the coal industry back in the day? Actually, tankless water. Sold as is, where is? I don't know, guys. That looks... I don't know. I can't do it. 40 grand, though. I mean, it's pretty nice. Let's stay true to this video, right? I feel like we're being too expensive. But at like $120,000 for a house, it would take maybe like, what, 10 to 15 years to pay it off with like a normal salary. But I feel like if you move to Owensville... Is that Owens? Yeah, Owensville, Missouri, or Indiana. I feel like your income is going to decrease as well. So maybe that mortgage is going to be like 20, 30 years. That is something to take into account. Me, I'm an online YouTuber, so it doesn't matter where I live. The cost of living, I guess, influences me deeply, whereas my earning potential will be the same. Let's see. I think we said we're going to reduce it. I want to stay true to the... I feel like what if something cute and amazing is like 115, right? So off chance, let's say 120,000. I feel like it's going to go down. Ooh, 2,800. Okay, if a house is blurred like that, I don't get the fuzzy feelings in my stomach. That makes me say something's going on. Now we're talking. Now the price of the homes are getting cheaper and cheaper, and it seems almost doable. Detroit, dude, this house is nice. I like Detroit. Dude, whenever I hear Detroit, I don't know why. Call me ignorant, call me misinformed, but I think about like high crime rates. I don't know. Price increased by $80,000. What the heck happened here? Let's take a read. There's the description. Okay. 38 views, 4 saves. Price change. Wow. Wait, are you freaking kidding me right now? They were trying to sell this house earlier this year for 40 grand, and something happened, and now it's $120,000. How does that even... What's the math behind that? In 2019, this house was $28,000. I'm sure it was a fixer-upper, like an investor came in and put a bunch of money into it to fix it up. But what is it now? 120 grand? Dude, that's something crazy must have happened. Isn't there a portion in Zillow where it shows you the price history? Am I losing my mind? I feel like there was a portion here. I don't see where it is. Market value. I think that's what it is. Oh, it says not available for this house. I don't know. Not bad. I guess they poured a ton of money into this. Compared to the neighbors, it's the tiniest home, which I guess size doesn't matter, or does it? Hardwood floors. It looks like the heating system is super old school. Ooh, that's cool, that kind of doorway. Okay. Dude, am I really contemplating Detroit here? Guys, I don't know. Let's back it up. I don't know if I could do Detroit. I feel like I need to do more homework of that region. Let's see. Hillsborough, Missouri, Baton Rouge, Battle Creek, Michigan. That looks like a trailer home, though. Manufacturer. Bruh. What the heck? Are you seeing what I'm seeing? This looks like a perfect ass home for 80 grand, 1,600 square foot. Oh, there's always a freaking catch. Built in 1856, there's probably dead bodies buried in the backyard or something. Some craziness happened. They don't really put a description here. But I don't know, 80 grand for 1,600 square foot, and I love the color of the home, but there's no photos or anything. How about we do this? How about we do homes for you? Because I'm thinking the ones that were just listed onto Zillow, I don't think they're updated with the market value and all that other stuff that we care about. Carrollton, Texas. Is that in Dallas? Is that in Dallas? Here, let's look that up. Where is that at? Carrollton, Texas. Okay. Oh, it is a suburb of Dallas. Okay, so... Ooh. So it's kind of in between Fort Worth, Dallas, but more so... I didn't know Dallas had lakes nearby. What is this? Louisville Lake? I wouldn't mind living in Texas. The only thing that makes me hesitant is the fact that almost every year the power goes out, and Texas is also prone to disasters like hurricanes and everything. But I feel like that's Houston and San Antonio, maybe, like that area. Maybe not so much Dallas. But let's see what's going on here. What are we working with? Price cut $340K. What happened? Hold on. I want to see what happened real quick. So initially they were trying to sell it for 430 grand, and then the price changed to 99,000. I guess, like, what happened? Bruh, something spooky must have happened. Like, that doesn't happen overnight like that, guys. Jeez. The property valuation. What happened here? Did they disclose? Oh, it's an auction. Bro, I feel like we toggle that off. We don't want to be dealing with auctions. But that's a really nice home. Really nice one. Charleston, West Virginia. Are we about to move to Charleston, West Virginia? For 89 grand? We might have to do it. Let's take a look at this. Okay, 2,500 square feet. You get a really nice white picket fence, I suppose. Look at that porch. Look at the columns. My goodness, I like what I see. Okay, so it doesn't come with an oven or fridge. You'd have to buy that. Not too bad. Let's see, fireplace. Charleston, West Virginia. What's in Charleston, West Virginia? I'm not too familiar with West Virginia. Is it friendly? Are they friendly out there? Or are they a bunch of racists and whatnot? Upstairs looks pretty sick. Ooh, that looks pretty run down. Is that the back porch? Yeah, the wood definitely gonna have to redone. Wow, the backyard is spacious. Beautiful. Are we about to move to Charleston, West Virginia? Are we about to do it? A diamond in the rough. Don't miss this opportunity to restore. Perfect for flippers. That means there's got to be a bunch of problems wrong with it. At least they're kind enough and transparent to say it up front, right? They're authentic. Like, hey, there's problems here. We'll sell it to you. You got to fix it up. But I don't know. Let's see, let's go lowest to highest. Ooh, let me toggle this just so we can get rid of the weird auction type of stuff. A spacious bungalow in Detroit. Ooh, Waupaca, Wisconsin. I've always wanted to live in Waupaca, Wisconsin. But where is this? I want to read this to see if it's an auction. Auction, bro. We're not trying to, because this might say 10 grand right here, but with an auction, it'll jump right up to 50, 60, 80 grand. That's why we're not trying to mess around with, let's see, Hillsboro, Danville, Illinois, Flint, Michigan. Dude, how is it that in the US, we still have parts of the country where the water is not safe, like Jackson, Mississippi, and Flint, Michigan? Like, how? Don't we have the technology and the infrastructure and the funding to at least have clean drinking water everywhere for every zip code? Because, like, Flint is here and Jackson's right there. Crazy. Arcadia, Kansas. Norton, Virginia? But, dude, that looks like a shed, doesn't it? Jackson, Mississippi. Dude, I don't think I could live in Mississippi, like a permanent home. I can't do it. Mississippi, I don't know what it is. I probably just had bad luck, but really bad encounters with the people down there. Not very friendly, not very nice. Maybe I just was in the bad neighborhoods, or I just caught people on their worst days. Like, they just woke up and decided to be mean. Russell, Kansas. That looks not too bad. I don't know. When a house is $24,000 in Flint, Michigan, we got to give it a look. What's going on here? It does need a full rehab. Left behind by a former tenant. What are we talking about? What was left behind? Debris? Are we talking about like human fecal matter all over the ceilings? Dirty socks? Let's see what we're working with. For 25 grand, I don't mind putting on some latex gloves and clean. Is that blood stains? Dude, that looks like blood stains. At least, please tell me there's like no turds in there. At least flush it, right? If you're a realtor, you're gonna take these photos, at least flush the poop. This doesn't look too bad. But again, you run into the whole issue of the water there. If you drink it, you might grow a third eyeball in your forehead. Stuff like that, I don't know if I want to deal with. Wow, what a city name right here. What Cheer, Iowa. Bro, that has to be an auction. 25 grand for almost 3,000 square feet. Let's take a look at this. Home is a project home. We've done the roof, new studs and joists. It's ready for electrical and drywall. So I'm guessing inside it's just bare bones and skeleton. It doesn't even have electricity. How much would that even cost? I don't even know. I don't know, guys. It seems too rough of a project. I'm not really a handyman. I'm not walking around here like Bob the Builder with a yellow hard hat. I just want to buy a house that's turnkey. Is that too much to ask for under 40 grand? I guess it is. That's crazy in itself. To try to buy a house for 30, 40, 50 grand turnkey, I guess if we're going to do that, we have to live in Alabama or, you know what I'm saying, one of these humid, hot states. Memphis, Tennessee with the windows boarded up, that's a hard pass for me. If the windows are boarded up, I don't know about you, but it just tells me that maybe it's a rough neighborhood and people are breaking in and stealing stuff. Detroit, Michigan, but there's no photos. We're just going to click out of that one. Okay, so disregard what I said about not wanting to live in the East Coast. I think New England, like Connecticut, New Hampshire, Maine, Vermont, I definitely wouldn't mind living there. I visited the national parks in that region, absolutely beautiful. However, it's not exactly the best place to live if you love food and the diversity of food. Because unless you live in one of the major cities like Portland, Maine, or Burlington, Vermont, I remember when we were driving through New England, it was like every 20 miles there were food spots. The rest of the place is just like really sparse. From you to your next neighbor is like a 10-mile distance. Like I'm talking about the deep New England area, not the really popular. By the way, New Hampshire and Connecticut pizza, y'all like to rave about how your clam pizza is so amazing. It's not. Tastes like a bag of ass. I would rather eat Domino's pizza for like $10 than pay $40 for clam pizza again in New England. It was so bad. Do not let them fool you. New England pizza is not all that. But let's take a look at this. $25,000. Bro, I'm already know they're going to have some like ridiculous, like, oh, we don't have running water. Or, you know what I mean? Auction opportunity. I'm not trying to play an auction game. Adams, North Dakota. I don't really know anything about North Dakota, but there's no photos for us to even take a look at it. Okay, I'm in my Kansas area right here. Blue Rapids, 1,700 square feet. Foyer, main staircase. This home is completely gutted. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I don't know if we can do this one, friends. Oh, yeah, that's rough. Oh, that's rough. Yeah, we're just going to have to... Columbus, Georgia. I actually lived in Columbus, Georgia when I went to infantry officer school, and there's good parts of the town, and then there's some rough parts of the town. And judging by this photo right here, I could tell you it's probably in the rough part of town. Maybe 30 grand. Garage in the back. Guys, I just want to see one home, or one house that's like legit. That's beautiful. That's just 30, 40 grand. Can we do it? Altoona, Pennsylvania. First floor laundry. Foreclosure. Large living room. Seller will make no repairs. Dude, this is actually really nice. Am I tripping? The distance, you and your neighbor's house, you can touch it with both hands like this. For me, not that big of an issue. You might as well call this a town home. Don't look that bad. Ooh, yeah. Okay, so I'm starting to think that maybe for 30 grand, maybe it's unrealistic. Maybe if we do like, I don't know, 40 grand? Is that doable? Because 40 grand is less than the median household income. So 40 grand, oh yeah, dude. Chicago, Illinois, boarded up windows, sign me up. Investment opportunity. Dude, this thing probably has like rats living in it. Yeah, bro. Like if there's a tree growing out of your house, you already know there's people doing weird things in there at night. And then they leave in the mornings, of course. Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Gary, Indiana. Baton Rouge, San Angelo. Is there anything that catches the eye here? There's got to be a catch here. I see a Nevada one right here for 40 grand, but what's the catch? Selling your cabin homestead, 10 acres of land, 2.5 hours from Salt Lake City. This must be in the middle of nowhere. No utilities. So you got to get your own septic tank, solar for power and utilities. We did not pull permits. Bro, 4,000 square feet. This is actually not bad, but I'm assuming... Is it done though? Is it a place where you can live? Ooh. It looks like they just gave up on it. I see the vision, I see the plan, and they just gave up on it. So you usually don't give up on your dream home and land like that unless something was really bad that you did not anticipate. Maybe there's a lot of howling coyotes all throughout the night. Maybe the internet out there is a bag of balls. But I feel like that's not even an issue anymore because of Starlink, satellite-based internet. Galesburg, Jackson, Mississippi. But isn't this kind of eye-opening to know that there are parts of the country where you could still buy a home at an okay price, but it might not be a desirable location? Like, I could work with Oklahoma. I always thought of it as like a flyover state, but I've been to Oklahoma twice now, and dude, it's actually quite nice. So, I don't know. I've never heard of Watonga, Oklahoma, but let's see if it's anything crazy. Fixer upper. Sorry, well, they're just gonna have to. Okay, that was not the original listings. Okay, let's see. Let's click on like number 5 to see. Chicago, Illinois. Dude, private entrance. Dude, that actually looks pretty sick. Bluefield, West Virginia. 2,300 square price to sell, income producing property, 2 separate rental units, both currently tenant occupied. I ain't trying to kick out people that's living there. Let's just move on. I ain't trying to do all that drama. Like, oh, I'm buying this house so I can film my silly little YouTube videos that get like 100 views. See ya. No, I don't want to be doing all that, man. Osborne. Oh, okay. I see auction right there. I ain't trying to do that. I saw this one. Churchville, Virginia. I think that's near like Lynchburg, Roanoke, in Harrisonburg area, I think. Because I went to school in Lexington, Virginia, so. But I don't want to deal with an auction. That's Colorado City, Texas? Dude, this looks... Please tell me it's not an auction. Buyers tender... what is that called? TLC? It's like love and care. Tender love and care. It means you gotta fix it up, right? Well, the exterior is kind of rough, but it's not bad. Ooh, yeah, the carpet's gotta be replaced. Yikes. Okay, so I think we're being a little too picky. I think if we're trying to buy a house for like 30, 40, 50 grand, I think we're gonna have to consider Mississippi. I know. You're like, no, not Mississippi. Okay, they've already done some renovations, but it's not good to go, meaning it's probably a lot of problems wrong with it. Portsmouth, Ohio. Dude, this one's sick. Newcastle, Pennsylvania. I love the way that looks. I mean, obviously it looks a little small, but 3-bed, 2-bath, 1,200 square feet. Occupied rental portfolio. Nah, we're good with that, sir. St. Quincy, Illinois. Dude, this is actually nice right here. Oil City, Pennsylvania. Looking to downsize. This is the home for you. Okay, this is a good to go home. 1,000 square feet, $52,000. What are we working with here? You know, I'm not against the color of the home. The thing that I don't really like is, you know, when you go into a neighborhood and every single house looks exactly the same, like copy and paste. It's like a desert tan color or it's white. Not my cup of tea. I prefer homes that have a personality to it. It's like vibrant. Like when I went to Portland, Oregon, I noticed almost every single neighborhood, the homes were so different from one another. You would have a red house next to a yellow house, next to a green house, next to a blue house. It just, for me, I feel like that's a neighborhood where I would love to be a part of. I don't know. So to see mint green, not bad. Oh my gosh, these photos are so small. What is happening here? But, not bad, guys. This might be the winner chicken dinner. 52 grand. What are we working with? What was the home value? Bruh. In April, it was $2,400. And because of the crazy and ridiculous housing market in the past 14 years, it went up by 600%. Now it's $52,000. But you know what? I think I can work with it. Oil City, Pennsylvania. Oh goodness, please tell me this is not a rough neighborhood. What's it near? Woodland Heights. Zoom out, see. Oh dear, it's not near anything. Well, I guess it's near Franklin, but oh wow, it's literally not. I was hoping it would be near at least Pittsburgh, Cleveland, or Philadelphia, but it's definitely not near any of that. Oil City. It's the largest city in Venango County. Okay, well, let's see. What's the food scene like? I don't know about you, but food is really important to me, like eating out. What do we got there? What do we got to work with? Food in Oil City, Pennsylvania. Oh dear. Literally, that's it? Oh my gosh. Well, they do have a Mexican place, Taco Shack, an Italian restaurant. Dude, no matter what, it doesn't matter if you're in the middle of nowhere in Kansas or New York City, Manhattan, there is always a Chinese restaurant. Hey, at least they got a Chinese restaurant. Let's take a look at their menu prices. Is it good? 2024. Chicken, pork chow mein, $7.95. I can work with that. Lunch special, dude. Okay, I might be moving to Oil City, Pennsylvania. Are you kidding me? This is not bad. Do I have competition? 28 people have bookmarked this. I want to look up information about this place, Oil City, Pennsylvania. Okay. Prominence, initial exploration, development of the oil industry, Allegheny River. Population 9,600. Dude, that's small town America right there. And I'm assuming year over year it's just been shrinking. Yeah, it used to be a pretty prolific town with about 22,000 people at the height of the oil and drilling, I'm assuming, in 1930s. And since then, it's just been declining year over year. What do we got? Am I going to stick out like a sore thumb? 94% white, 0.4% Asian. I guess if I move there, that number will move up to 0.5% Asian. Oh, man. What's the current day economy looking like? Like, what's holding this town up? I don't know. Headquarters for Pennzoil, Quaker State. I know those. Those are the ones for your car. It's the oil and Wolf's Head. So I guess it's like a place that still has headquarters for major businesses. Color me riddle. That's not bad. Notable alumni from this area. I don't know any. Hey, Oil City, Pennsylvania, dude. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. Let's see what we got. Dude, I'm like half contemplating looking up more information about Oil City. I might have to do it. You might have a Korean family move into Oil City. Holly City, Plymouth, North Carolina, price cut. Watertown, New York. This is next to Fort Drum, which is an army base. 100, West Virginia. Let's see. Honey, West Virginia. 100, Whitney. Laurel, Montana. Jackson, Salem, Ohio. Carlsbad, New Mexico. I actually lived in New Mexico, and it's a really pretty state, but I feel like, I guess where I was, the smell of cow manure was just so prominent that when I went running outdoors, dude, it was not a pleasant experience. So that's something to keep in mind. Certain parts of New Mexico, just the overwhelming smell of cow manure is, whew. Chicago, Illinois. St. Louis, Missouri. Jackson, Mississippi. Not bad, not bad. Let's see if we can get one more real contender. Because I'm dead serious. That Oil City, Pennsylvania home, bro. I might have to ask the realtor for some bigger pictures, but it doesn't seem that bad. Doesn't seem that bad. I doubt there's anything to do there, but it doesn't seem that bad. You'd have to get every subscription service for streaming, Paramount, Netflix, Disney Plus, Apple TV to stay entertained because there's nothing to do. But hey, at least you can buy and own a home, right? There's always a positive, always a positive. Oh, I really like this one. Galesburg, Illinois. Super Midwest. Let's see what we got. Built in 1920. 4-bed, 2-bath. Okay. Okay, the basement adds. Okay, not bad at all. 83 people. I want to see the property valuation. Schools nearby, kind of rough. Oh yeah, I forgot to look at the education. Oh, that's better than the other one, right? 6 out of 10 for the middle school, 4 out of... Kind of rough for the high school, but... Dude, I've never heard of middle school starting at 5th grade. That's a first for me. Okay, a little rough for the education, but let's see. Doesn't seem that bad, right? Galesburg, Illinois. Okay. Comes with a playground. Not bad. Oh, okay. That's not... It looks like... It looks... Ooh. It looks like you would have to paint the walls. It's not bad. Dude, that's not bad at all. I feel like painting is something I can at least do. Some of the other... Oh man, that bathroom is rough. There's like pink mold and slime and everything. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna have to say no. We're gonna have to move on. 55. Dude, that's sick. Shoals, Indiana. 4-bed, 2-bath, 2,400 square foot. Investor opportunity, full rehab necessary. Oh, no, sir. I wish I was good with my hands, right? Repairing, fixing. I'm just not that kind of guy. I just don't know how to do home improvement. But I think that's one of those things where once you become a homeowner, I heard that you start experiencing like unexpected setbacks, and then you kind of learn how to work on your own appliances and your own gear with your own tools, because it's just a part of being a homeowner. I think because I've always rented, if there was an issue, you just reach out to the landlord or to the front office, and then they just take care of it. So I'm not trying to justify why I'm not a man, but those are my excuses. Layton, Utah. Dude, Utah is probably one of the most beautiful states I have driven through, and experienced. Dude, Utah, the mountains, the scenery is so beautiful. For sale as is. Blah, blah, blah. HOA fee, front yard, don't look too bad. Okay. The fence has been repaired. Okay, so it looks like it's a turnkey from what I can see and hear. They listed it for $60,000 and then cut the price by 6.7%. Wow. The elementary school is top notch, 8 out of 10. The middle school, not so much. Maybe homeschool for the middle school portion of it. Let's see what we're working with here. 1,300 square foot. Is it square feet or square foot? I think it's feet, right? Because that's more than 1 foot. Ooh, what kind of dog do they have? Like one of those like woof German Shepherd breeds. Dude, this is kind of nice. Dude, I can work with this. Wait, is this a manufactured home? Does that mean you have to pay? Oh, they did imply the HOA fee is probably the land or the lot fee every month. I guess there's always a catch. It's always a catch. Too good to be true. Battle Creek, Michigan. Dude, this one looks like a straight up mansion or something. Oh, but there's no photos of it. Okay. X out of that. Charleston, West Virginia. Topeka, Kansas. Solid bones. Dude, I don't even want to figure out what they mean by bones. Okay? I'm not trying to mess around with the dead. Toledo. Oklahoma. Hey, you know, that doesn't seem too bad. Dude, Jackson, Mississippi. I don't know what's going on, but I feel like every other house is located there. Affordable, maybe, but geez. Lexington, Tennessee, Lawton. Oh, this one I can do. Lawton, Oklahoma. What are we working with here, friends? 3-bed, 2-bath. What is up with the freaking question marks here? Renovated and move-in ready. New carpet, less than 2 years old. Fresh paint. Central HVAC, roof. This is a great opportunity for owner-occupants. Okay. Hey, not bad at all. 7 people have saved it. What's the education like out there? There we go. This is what I was looking for in the other houses, the market value. So I guess it fluctuates between like 40 grand to like 20-ish grand. And right now they're in a downward spiral. So I'm assuming if nobody buys this and everyone just waits, it should theoretically hit like that $30,000 price point. What is it right now? 59. So they're just trying to jump ship right now and try to get what they can while it's still high. But it does seem like the market is against them. Looks like they bought this house for 40 grand in 2008. Everybody was buying a house back in 2008, 2009 because everybody was being a dude, the approval for a mortgage, you just needed a pulse. Maybe not even so. I think some people took out mortgages with deceased family members. It was so easy to buy a home back then. But after all that time to only go up in value by 47% for a home, that equity, cost of capital, opportunity cost, bro, the education is not bad. 7 out of 10 across the board. Okay, let's look at the freaking photos. I'm interested at this point. Good backyard. Looks like there's a ramp for easy access. Bathroom. Doesn't look bad at all. Dude, I'm going to have to X out of Oil City, Pennsylvania because I think this one is the next. I think this one might be it. How much was it again? Like the square feet? 1,000 square feet. Lawton, Oklahoma. What the heck is in Lawton, Oklahoma? What am I missing here? It sounds almost too good to be true. What's the population? Is it in the middle of nowhere? 90,000 people. That sounds so much better than Oil City's 9,000. 6th largest city in the state of Oklahoma. The economy is dependent on Fort Sill, which is a field artillery training grounds for the United States Army and I guess Marine Corps. So I guess that is the economy there. What's the demographics like? Fort Sill, 2020, right? White is 48%, black 20%, Asian a little less than 3%. So it's got a little diversity there, right? We have my Hispanic and Latino brothers and sisters, 15%. All right. Hey, not too bad. How's the food scene out there? Do they got a Korean restaurant? Or a Korean grocery store? That would be sick if they do. Viva La Vida. That looks like Mexican food. German restaurant, burritos, the healthy. I thought that was healthy nipple for a second. It says healthy hippie. Korean restaurant, Sura Korean. Dude, are we about to move to Lawton? How do you pronounce it? Lawton, Oklahoma, 4.7? Dude, that looks so good. That kalbi right there, japchae. I don't know why they're serving egg rolls. Koreans don't do egg rolls. They even sell jjajangmyeon? Dude, I'm being serious right now? Am I about to move to freaking Oklahoma? Oh my gosh. I might have to... Is there competition? How many people are 7 saves? I might have to consider this one. 59 grand. But anyways, what did you guys think? I am definitely going to do a part 2. I'm going to continue shopping for the cheapest homes that I can find in the US. But as of right now, if we had a ranking system, I think this one is in first place. I really like what I see. Now, obviously, I've never been to that area. I don't know what it's like in the community. If you know or you're familiar with Lawton, Oklahoma, let me know. Put me on. Anyways, I love you guys. Stay safe, and I'll talk to you next time. See ya.